A very good morning to one and all. I'm Mini from Delhi Private School, Dubai, with my team members here to present how we link science with mathematics and share the best practices that we follow. Let me now introduce my team members, the teachers, Ms. Anila, Ms. Swati, Ms. Monica, Ms. Sunita, Ms. Saumya, and Ms. Mayada. The students, Ronika, Varshini, Smain, Mudit, and Keenan. If you require any clarifications in Arabic, we have Ms. Maida here to help you. I request you to kindly switch off your mobile phones. Now I call upon Anila to start off the presentation. Thank you.
Good morning and a warm welcome. Like with most classroom sessions, we'll begin with a small starter activity. I request you to go through the last page of your handout and take a few minutes to try and establish the mathematical link to the scientific concept given. Please feel free to jot down as many links as you can gather. We shall be discussing the possibilities at the end of this session. I now call upon Ms. Swati to take you through the rest of the presentation in a couple of minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Anila. A very good morning. I'm going to give you 2 minutes to go through the starter activity, and then we will start with the presentation. Karl Gauss said, and I quote, "Mathematics is the queen of all sciences." Research in education shows us that learning is deeper when there are cross-curricular links. In our school, we provide for the seamless integration of these two disciplines, that is science and mathematics. However, the pedagogy aimed at achieving this should promote intellectual stimulation, establishing the right convictions, perceptions, and practices. It can prove a huge challenge if the prerequisite skills, subject knowledge, and experience are not available to implement this integration. We at Delhi Private School, Dubai, have been pursuing the prospect and recognized many correlations between science and mathematics which can enrich the teaching learning experience many-fold. The interconnection is not restricted to scientific discovery, experiments, and activities alone, but we try and incorporate this link in our everyday teaching as well. Children learn by linking of knowledge and thereby gain deeper learning. That is why we link science and mathematics and have even coined a term for this relationship, SIMA. SIMA is a simple and a short way by which we understand how closely science and mathematics are related not only within the four walls of Delhi Private School, Dubai, but extending beyond to the outside community and environment as well. The mission of our school is to encourage the learning of science and thereby allowing the students to exercise their thinking and researching capacity to the maximum. We motivate our students to reach new heights through various interdisciplinary projects which help them to satisfy their intellectual curiosity, enhance their skills, inspire logical thinking, and achieve the desired outcome. There are a couple of symbols which we will be using throughout our presentation. These symbols represent science, mathematics, primary activities, and secondary activities respectively. Now, I request Mini Ma'am to start with the presentation, and I hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
One of the projects taken up by the primary school in November was Guardians of the Coast. The students researched on mangroves of UAE and their adaptations to survive in a harsh, salty environment, with a challenge to estimate the area of a given irregular figure.
Tips and recommendations for the task were obtained through the school portal. Adaptations pertaining to mangroves were observed through samples and videos.
Great! The picture of an irregular strip of mangrove forest had us all curious. We soon found out that we had to use our mathematical skills and calculate the area of the irregular strip. Project-based learning and problem-based learning help build knowledge, content, and problem-solving skills. And this project aimed at strengthening these core areas. May I now request Varshini to throw some light on the project?
We were highly enthusiastic to learn about the adaptations of these plants and were highly impressed by nature's intricate designing expertise. Just imagine what it would be like being rooted in saline water all the time. However, the mangroves have exceptional adaptations in their roots, leaves, and seeds. Was it as much fun doing the math part of the project?
Oh yes, it definitely was. Remember I mentioned about the picture of the mangrove strip in the beginning? We calculated its area by estimation.
How did you do that?
See for yourself in this video.
These smaller squares. Why do you mark these squares?
Ma'am, because these are less than one-fourth squares, so we have compensated these squares in these whole squares.
Okay, very good. And you see, you have written estimated area of the mangroves. Why are you telling this as estimated area?
Because we don't know the approximate. We didn't know the exact area. We're finding the approximate area of these mangroves.
Oh, so this is the approximate area of the mangrove.
That is great. We learned about the importance in the ecosystem. The link between science and math, although not apparent in the beginning, was very evident by the end of the project and optimized the learning outcome. Integrating mathematics and science makes it more relevant and fosters the application skills of the developing mind in making sense of the world around. The project raced to the finish, taken up by the secondary school in November, was just as fascinating.
Its aim was to study the crystalline structure of ice and to learn about the properties of sodium polyacrylate.
Measurement of the efficiency of the different slopes of Ski Dubai was the associated mathematical concept.
The race was on to find a solution to the question our teachers put to us. Of the 5 icy slippery slopes, which one would you choose while racing down Ski Dubai to reach the bottom in the shortest time? Discovering realistic solutions to real-life situations helps the brain learn faster. To solve the problem, we designed scaled-down models of Ski Dubai, gathered relevant information through research and on-site visits. Let me share with you some of the interesting facts that our systematic research led us to.
Having already learned of hydrophilic compounds in chemistry, we researched on other such substances and found out about sodium polyacrylate, also known as waterlock. And because of its close resemblance to snow, we used it to make fake snow.
Really? You mean I can make a snow park at home?
Yes, in fact, you can, but with fake snow. All we need is some water and the gel. It's all a matter of how slushy we want our snow to be. Here's the demo video, the making of snow.
And we are just doing the final touches on the snow. The chemical we are using is a substance called sodium polyacrylate, and when you add water to the substance, it becomes identical to real snow. So as you can see, our project is very realistic.
Is the same technique used in Ski Dubai?
Not actually. The snow in Ski Dubai is real. Pure water is blown in at -7 to -8 degrees Celsius to form ice crystals, and numerous layers of insulation maintain the internal environment. Here's the demo video, the making of the model.
Let's talk about the indoors. As you can see, the indoors looks exactly like real snow. We've used cotton as a base support and added fake snow on top of it to provide a realistic texture. These cable car rides are made out of silicon threads. These silicon threads are strong enough to withstand up to 50 newtons of weight. These cable cars have been made out of paper, cardboard, and a small wire to hand it around.
Alright then, let us see what happened in the math class.
A skier is considered an expert if he can negotiate the steepness of a slope just by looking at it. And perhaps a good mathematician.
Is there really a link?
Yes, of course there is, but you don't need to do the math if you have the skill. However, we analyzed the steepness of the 5 slopes on the 85-meter high Indo mountain and even marked the same on our model. Here's how we did it.
Slope decreases as we go down, which provides perfect conditions for skiing and snowboarding. We have marked the dimensions and the elevations and also the angles at which they are inclined, which tells us how the elevation works.
The general formula for calculating the gradient of a slope is given by change in y over change in x. Using this formula, we found out which slope was the steepest. Although the concept of steepness was not new, mathematically calculating and comparing steepnesses became much more interesting now that this would actually help us win a race next time we went skiing.
Must say, it definitely was a fascinating project, and every aspect of the project threw up something interesting. Ski Dubai became pivotal in interlinking the science and math topics and making them more interesting. Everyone gets excited about birthdays, and we were all inquisitive to find out what the project Ready to be Born was about.
As a part of the extended learning of animal reproduction, a comparative study involving gathering and processing of data relevant to the gestation periods of different mammals was advocated.
The concept of time taken up in math class during the same month was interlinked into the study. It required conversion of time periods, days to months, and vice versa.
Establishing relation between parts and the whole was the learning pattern triggered by the study. The study promoted independent research and group discussions facilitated by the teacher. Understanding the facts from bar graphs and making the relevant inferences after processing the data. The curious mind instinctively searches for relation and processes the whole and the parts simultaneously, thus facilitating both conscious and unconscious learning.
The interesting fact we learned from our study of the grass is that size does matter. In bigger animals like an elephant, the gestation period is 645 days, whereas in smaller animals like mice, it's only 19 days. We were also able to establish the evolutionary relation between humans and apes based on their marginal difference in their gestation periods. Here's a video of our collaborative research with one of the members presenting it to the class.
Can anyone tell me the gestation period of gorillas? Yes, Ms. Scott?
They take 2 to 57 days.
And chimpanzees? Yes, Mahek?
They take 274 days.
Okay. Can anyone tell me the gestation period of human beings? Yes, Sia?
Human beings take 266 days.
So what they contribute to all the data you'll gather? Yes, Marinakshi?
The gestation period in all these apes and human beings are almost and we converted them to months, and vice versa.
I must say, the study was a pretty good way to learn conversions and gestation periods of different mammals. The conclusions drawn from the project will be ever imbibed in my mind.
Yes, you are right. And think of the other skills we developed. It was definitely a novel way to learn. Looking forward to more such activities and projects.
The Interdisciplinary Annual Day for grades 9 to 12, Eureka, gave us an opportunity to get innovative, put on our thinking caps, and express our creativity. The theme of the project was alternate sources of energy. It was aimed at sensitizing us towards the current energy crisis and the drawbacks of injudicious exploitation of resources. We worked as teams incorporating our collective skills. Each student was thus able to monitor and enhance their own learning process and develop multiple intelligences. Active processing of experience was the pattern of learning tapped into. One of the bright ideas that came up was HSL. Keenan, what's HSL and what's the science behind the project?
Veronica, HSL is an acronym for Hybrid Solar Lighting. Our team designed the eco-friendly idea which would transfer the sunlight from outside into our houses directly without the use of electricity. Additionally, at night, LED lights could be used in the absence of the sun, a novel way to light up, cut down on pollution, and overcome the energy crisis.
Oh, so the team had a working model?
Indeed we did. With a little bit of help from our physics teachers, we were able to work wonders. Here's a video of the working model.
As we can see live right now, the sunlight capturing structure moves till it finds the sunlight. This is done through special light detector. In our model, we have used a robot to demonstrate how the real structure works. The sunlight capture structure moves till it finds the sunlight, and depending upon the position of the sun during the day, it changes its position. For example, at 9 a.m. it points towards the sun. At 12 p.m. it changes its position to point towards the sun. At 4:30 p.m. it again changes its position to point towards the sun. Thank you.
The robotic model of hybrid solar lighting could capture sunlight through rooftop collectors and large mirrored dishes, transfer it through a bundle of optical fibers into a room, and the concept behind this idea was total internal reflection.
That's neat. A very innovative idea to save and harness energy directly from the sun. So Mudit, what did you learn?
Energy is the ability to do work, and work we did. We had a lot of mathematical aspects to consider before we could build a cost-effective, feasible model. We graphically represented the cost efficiency of HSL and the traditional light bulb. As we can see, the cost of using light bulb, the graph keeps on going up, and on the other hand, the downward trend of the HSL graph shows us that not only we make a profit out of HSL, but it's also environment friendly.
The best part is that it requires almost no maintenance at all. A quick wipe once a month should be more than sufficient.
Was this the only novel idea that came up?
Well, not really. We also came up with the idea of cellulosic ethanol, which is a substitute for fuels which can be used to replace petroleum and other types of fuels as well.
I understand fossil fuels and biowaste, but what's the connection with math?
Well, various surveys were conducted revolving around questions like how much data do you generate per day? The results that came up were quite alarming.
The figures propelled us to put the waste to good use and generate energy out of it, and that's how the idea took shape. Just imagine, Dubai alone generates about 8,000 tons of waste per day. Another positive feature of cellulosic ethanol is that it produces up to 80% less carbon dioxide as compared to the same amount of petrol burned. So thus, the greenhouse emissions are kept at a minimum.
Well, must say, you have done your bit for the society. Did you make models as well?
Yes, we made a model of a plant where cellulosic ethanol could be processed. Here's a schematic representation of the process.
Very impressive. Was there any other link with math?
Well, with the information we gathered from the questionnaire, we made pie charts.
Oh, a questionnaire. What was it about? Tell us more.
Questions pertaining to waste segregation, amount of waste generated per day, etc. Here, take a look.
That definitely gives us a clearer idea. Looks like quite a bit of independent learning took place from the project.
Oh yes, most certainly. There were a lot of hands-on learning involved, and the thinking out of the box strategy and the interlinking of the two streams helped us gain better gain better understanding of the concept and enhance our inventiveness.
Here are a few other examples at what worked out at our school.
Shadow play. Incorporated solar eclipse and construction of models. Application of mathematical concepts of distance and time to problems related to solar system.
Burj Khalifa featured disaster management and trigonometry. Investigation of the safety features of the Burj Khalifa and calculation of height of the model.
Save trees. Conservation of trees and unitary method.
Moonbox, relating phases of the moon and probability, predicting probable phases of the moon in relation to the viewing angle.
Thank you, students. That was great. This presentation highlights the integration of science and mathematics. But we at DPS firmly believe that science can be integrated with all subjects and thus enriching the teaching and learning experience. I now call Monica to share the links of mathematics with you. Thank you. Thank you, Swati. I now present to you the answers to the worksheet which was given to you earlier in the starting of the session. I kindly feel free to share your ideas and views, whatever you feel like. And the first one was a picture of a butterfly, where we linked the life cycle of a butterfly with symmetry, area, and perimeter. I hope you were also able to establish some of the links. Please feel free to share.
I think you can do Venn diagrams with it. Venn diagrams where you give the students like different, considering their features, like how many of them have, or the plane, and the other ones. Like the links could be anything, but then you could create Venn diagrams with it. Maybe the tally also could be one, bar charts could be another one, depending upon the number of them found in certain areas.
Also concerning the life cycle, the conversion from days, weeks, months.
Yes, the conversion of time could also be done. Now the second topic was genetics, which we tried linking with probability, permutation, and combination. Any ideas?
The ratio?
Ratio. Of course, ratio and proportion, we can link that also. Then we go on to the next topic. The next topic was nuclear fission, which we linked with geometric progression.
Relate to time. Time?
Yes. Yes, of course, to time. Any other?
The exponents.
Yeah, exponents. Okay. And the next topic we took up was calculation of body mass index, which we linked with measurement, multiplication, and division concepts. I'm sure it can be linked with many more topics.
Exponents and conversions.
Exponents again. Yes.
And your conversions.
Yeah, conversions. And the last picture, as you can see, is of a pine cone, where we had to study the spirals in the pine cone in science, and we linked it with symmetry, patterns, and Fibonacci series.
Size?
Size. Yes.
measurement. Hope you all enjoyed the presentation. Thank you very much. If anybody would like to ask any questions, anything, please feel free. Any feedbacks?
How, during the classes, how math and science teachers act or, communicate with which class, how,
Well, we have Thursday activity periods, which we have in our timetables.
in science, activity for science, and then
We have activity periods every weekend on Thursdays. We have activity periods in which we keep such projects where the science and maths teachers, or if it is linked with any other subject, those teachers are there to help the students to link and correlate.
Plus
the
our
subjects.
lesson plans are planned in that way only. And we show that
art
cross-curricular link.
included, right?
Yes.
Art?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, we do include art as well.
And all these projects are made in school. You're saying with angles and it's all done in school.
This was done in school.
All the projects that you showed.
These projects were done in school. The students do the research maybe at home, but then they come prepared and then we do it in the school itself.
Do you have specific teachers? No, it's not. We said our lesson plans are already.
The staff is completely different. We have primary teachers and we have secondary teachers. Primary we have science and maths teachers. We don't have one teacher who takes all the subjects.
So we have, different teachers for each subject.
So even in grade 1, 2, 3, 4, you have math teachers and
Yes,
science
absolutely.
teachers.
Yes,
The
we
same
have.
teacher doesn't teach math and
No,
science.
no.
Not
In
single
grade
teachers
1 and
taking
2
all the
also?
subjects.
Yeah, we
In
have
grade
subject
1,
teachers.
we may have one or two subjects taken by the same teacher, but not all the subjects.
But definitely not math and science.
No,
Math
no,
is teaching by
definitely
different
not.
teacher
Because-
and science is
As
teaching
far as we know,
by
normally
Separate.
schools till grade 3 class teachers have all the subjects.
No, no, no.
Degree is not.
No, in our school we are not having like that.
We feel that if you're strong in one subject, then you ought to teach that. And of course, establish co-curricular links with the other teacher and work together. But when you've studied a subject, the passion and your knowledge will be so much.
The students. I mean, how can you find all the students? I can see very interesting and exciting ones about the rest of the class. The grades. I mean, the levels of them.
Definitely,
Are
all
they
the students are not at the same level. But then we have buddy program.
So they have to stick to some.
Yes,
Yes.
and the teacher is always guided to facilitate the child.
No, it's one thing also in our case. A similar concept is taught in a different way depending upon their levels.
Yeah.
So their contribution will depend on their levels, whatever way they can.
Yeah. Is one
We take care of the
is it obligatory for the student to make something or to participate?
It depends on the child's ability.
But still, it's not you're not forcing or pushing. You know,
No,
it's,
no,
We're not
everyone
forcing.
is-
Every child is supposed to learn, but they are supposed to learn at their own pace.
Yeah.
It's like
See,
that.
if
There is
giving that,
differentiation
yes,
is
there's
taken
always a
care of.
differentiation.
Yeah.
The project which would be there would be as per the ability of the child.
Yeah.
So we do differentiation in the projects and all the activities, whatever they are doing. Depending upon the skill of the child, we'll select and let them select, what kind of activity or project they would be interested in. If a child is good at art, the child may take up a project which is more towards the art or do the art component of that project.
Yeah.
And if the child is interested in music or in performing arts, the child can do that. So is public speaking and so on. So they get to do whatever they want to do.
In a class, you mean to say how many children are doing this one and the rest are doing different activities?
There are, we will select a topic, and based on that topic, we have an integrated, form of a project.
For example, you've taken that Ski Dubai one, the one snow.
Yeah, for the
How many
same
children? 5 have done that? The rest of the children? What
See,
do
not
they
all
do?
the
Others
students
will
will be
be
making
investigating.
one model.
Yeah.
There can be a role play.
See, or
there can be
some of the
some
students
other,
will explain, some will research,
Some will research,
some will
and this is
make.
how they distribute.
See, it is about the skill. If one child is good in communication, he will explain the model. He will explain the working of the model. Some people will make the model since they are good in designing and all.
So each child will be
At
given
the end of the day,
different
at the end of the day, all are learning.
How many
Because
students are
database,
there
how
in
they
each
come.
class?
Yeah, how many students are there? We are approximately 25.
How much
25 on an average.
The school is on a Thursday, that's the time
So this
assigned to
project
them.
takes how many
They
time?
come
How many
back
days?
together.
Month or
They
so?
do
So in
in
2 weeks,
2 weeks time,
is given
they
for
will
this
give
project,
at
minimum.
home. In the 2 days, the 2 weeks time, they have to complete and set it and assemble it and present it there. Then also, if suppose they are not able to do it, they are given extra time also,
Break
when it's
time,
required.
break
Yeah.
time.
It depends on that. Yeah.
And the grading is done according to the child's
Yes,
ability.
the ability, absolutely. Proper rubrics are made
We
and
cannot compare all the
distributed before.
students. Because each child is given different.
Yes,
Then the child will be
the
grading.
parity is maintained and all the teachers are trained how to mark them. Proper rubrics are given to them so that they know exactly how they have to go about even grading and marking and taking the individual differences into consideration.
So how many projects in a year do you complete?
Absolutely, we have to do 3 projects, that is 1 project per term for sure. But if we see that the child's capability is more, then we see depending upon the ability of the child, then they can do little more research and contribute towards a few more projects also.
Not depending upon the topics. You don't
No,
go on to the
we
topics.
go on the topics
Yeah,
also, but
obviously.
depending upon the, yes,
Based on
surely
topics,
we have to go as per the
right.
topics. Because it
No,
is
no, it's
it is
on
the
topics.
thematic, which is we are doing for the CBSE so we take care of thematic and then integrate it accordingly.
Term-wise, we have
Science fair. Yes, science fair, it depends, for this term it is over. For the next session, sure, somewhere in the month of May, we are planning to do it.
Science.
We will invite you, ma'am. Of course, for sure, we will do that if you can.
Every subject has a
We are going to start on it. Yes.
Every subject has 3 projects.
Not 3 projects. Term 1 will have 1 project.
Yeah.
And term 2 another project. One is a group project. Yes.
Okay. One is an individual project and one is a group project.
Yes. And now what we do, we have linked as a group project as our annual theme, which is Eureka, where they presented all different friends. This is 1 or 2 samples.
Just 2
There are other work and other concept is same, but they have worked on other projects simultaneously. We have shown you some samples.
Anybody else for any questions, please?
You can express how you go about it.
Yeah, we would like to know from other schools also, how you have been linking maths to science so that we also get a few more ideas.
How you go
per se.
about it.
Especially for the senior school or for the primary too.
Primary also.
Yeah, anything different, or anything else that, ma'am, please.
Can I speak from here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I'm from Global Indian International School. The thing is, we have extended activities after each chapter.
Okay.
Like supposing I just completed matter chapter, so I gave them an extended activity to show the molecular arrangement of in each, like solid, liquid, and gas.
Yes, okay.
So in that they made different shapes, like in triangle, and in that they used pulses, clay, then beads. So it was like circles together. They learned shapes as well as they showed me molecular arrangements. Yeah.
Again, is there difference in taking care of how everyone does
Yes.
the same thing?
No, ma'am. Because we have special needs also in our class. So for them, we make it a bit easier. Right. This is for the and we give them an option. It's not compulsion for everyone because it's happening after every chapter. Like as you said, 1 project after each sem, that is compulsory, but extended activity is not
Is
there.
also, yeah.
It's an
Okay.
effort from our side to enhance learning, but that is optional. So
Okay.
many children, but they're very excited to relate math and science together, so we get maximum projects in. So this is the recent thing that we did, so that's why I wanted to share.
Very good.
Yeah.
Anyone else?
We started to make some assemblies.
Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
but still not related to math. I will keep an eye on this.
Yes.
But actually, it was pure science because I teach upper primary, grade 5 and grade 7 in my school. So I'm trying to link. There is a gap in between, although it's only 2 years. But actually, I can find grade 5 more promising, and they wanted to learn, and still I can give them basis. Grade 7, it was
Yes.
so they skipped from me, but still. I will keep an eye, and I think next year will be much fruitful. Thank you, really, it was very
Hello everybody, I am from Dubai Morning High School. We just finished a lesson on birds. And when we were doing the beaks and feet and claws of the bird, we related the shape and size of the beak with math. And again, the migration of the bird was also linked to measurement,
The time and
taken.
measurement, okay,
So
okay.
different, they had to find out which are the birds which migrate, and then how much time do they take, and then relate it to the lesson of measurement and time with math. So that was very interesting.
We did that year before last, yeah.
This is, like we have to find out the wingspan of different birds.
Yes, Birds, yes.
And
yes.
then what you do is we can also, relate it to the prehistoric birds.
Okay.
So what happens is they get an idea because there was one bird which has a wingspan of 17 feet.
Yes.
So how did it fly? So all the curiosity comes up in the kid, and then the students, they learn, there were birds like this so many billion years ago.
Yes, yes.
And then what they can do is they can even find the ratio that if you take the wingspan of a human being, from this tip to this tip, you can measure it, and you measure your height, and the ratio will be always near to 1. So that's also an
That's the
interesting.
reason we are not able to
So
fly.
they come to the conclusion themselves and they derive all this into themselves.
But I even have that comment from one of them concerning the wings of the birds. They relate it to physics. So it's again, it's not.
Again it is, yes.
They need,
Sure.
what draft, the wind draft, what they need
Need
is
to do,
balancing,
yeah.
Yes.
and the streamlined body. So
Yes, this is one.
Body and the weight of the bones and all, then the weight and the measures and everything, why there are light bones and all those.
Yes,
we
I didn't
relate
finish
there.
at the assembly. I talked
Yes.
about they represented themselves as solid particles, liquid and
Yeah.
gases,
Oh,
and they
okay.
tried to bounce on the wall
Yeah.
and to one another
Yeah.
as gas particles. It was very interesting too.
we are going a little beyond in grade 5. We also told them to research on plasma and Bose-Einstein condensers because they know now that there are 5 states of matter. So we said that okay, let's not limit ourselves to 3 states.
Just to the 3
because
states,
now technology
That's
has
extended
improved so
learning.
much that you can, you have so much of technology at your fingertips. Why don't we go ahead? So we have even given them the idea of plasma and the Bose-Einstein condenser, the history behind it. So they also understand, and basically they will appreciate that, there are 5 states of matter rather than only 3
3 states of matter.
Very. In the lower classes, we've used the word gel, which they know very
Correct.
well.
Yeah,
You're used to find it on the bird.
bird especially, yeah. So,
What
yeah,
is that?
very,
It is
very
not
quickly
solid
to
liquid or
relate,
gas.
that's what it is, yeah.
One question.
Yeah.
When you design your curriculum, like in math, if I'm taking geometrical shapes, so is that topic related to science also? Like in science during that phase, how do you design your curriculum? Because we're talking about cross-curricular links.
Okay.
So are all the subjects in the
All
same?
subject leaders
Yes,
sit together
we
and
all-
then we design
Okay.
it accordingly. Then we make that cross-curricular link. How, if this is the topic,
Okay.
we discuss because
So
unless
parallelly
until we
it goes
discuss
on.
how will it go,
Yes.
how will we know?
And
that?
like each topic has a link with some
With
subject.
some subject or
not
the other,
all.
for sure.
So then,
It
no
not
worries,
necessarily
wherever
that one
there's link,
particular
we show
topic
that.
would be, linked to all the subjects.
Yeah, that's
But
true,
surely
that's
two connections, are there.
We
If you
have to
try
do that.
and do it, you will be able to find connections.
Sure.
Surely.
Do you
But if you
have
sit
a
together,
theme
the whole
and do you
Yes,
select the topic?
yes,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
CBCI as it is, it's all thematic learning, it's all integrated as
Even CBSE also, we have
there is a proper curriculum, ma'am, for CBCI. There is a proper matrix which is given and it's
and
integrated
that concept we
curriculum.
try to find the links.
So you
Where
have the
we
theme and
Yes,
and then
yes,
let's
based
go
on that
with
we
the
make
topics
the
and then we
yes.
discuss what we did annually.
Many times you're not, maybe we are not able to
set together
link it with
Maths only,
Then
yeah.
we link it science and
In the social studies, geography, to whatever subject it is come.
with the concept. And then we go ahead. And then lesson plan is a part of it, important that we have to do that cross curricular.
When a student from
So
grade
every
5 asks me
once
a
a week we
question,
have to
and
say
it's
all
not in his topic, it's related to grade 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Is it better to give him that information and go with him, or stop it and limit it?
No, we normally give them
Yeah,
information.
even if
yes,
it's,
yes, if
actually,
it's beyond. See, because that is the inquisitiveness that he's got. It is better to satisfy, him at that time and give him the right answer. Instead of him going around and searching maybe through the wrong sources the wrong answer or whatever it is, so we tell them to do the independent learning there itself. If we can't, then we scaffold and we inform them for sure.
I think we'll wind
Wind up, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.